Good morning, it's Cliff Hippolyte with Secure Realty Investments, principal broker. Just wanted to share this quick video and talk about how important it is to go through a checklist of things once you get your property under contract. Because at the end of the day, you always want to finish off strong. You know, there's things that you have to do, smoke certs, you have to have building permits signed off on, and making sure that everything is copacetic for the buyer so that when they come to the final walkthrough, there's no issues, you know? So it's important to have a list. Everything you do really in this life, you really need to have a list, especially running a business. Sometimes you're running with, like a chicken with his head cut off, so to speak. And you really have to really sit down and, go through your business and what your business plan is, and being able to set a plan so that you follow the criteria. Because if you set criteria for yourself every day, you're already ahead of the game. You're already ahead of the game. So, just wanted to share some words of encouragement. I know myself a lot. I feel like I'm running around and, you're going nowhere fast. But you have to be able to be disciplined and set systems up for your business that is going to help to build you. Because the whole point is to what? It's to make income, generate income. It's not to work, it's to generate income. So if you can get in a position where you have strong systems and you're able to generate income and you're able to spend time with your family and you're able to balance, then you're in a good place. You're in a good place. And it's always important to be open to learning new things, because let's face it, at the end of the day, we don't know everything. Someone else's strength might be your weakness. So it's always good to take constructive criticism sometimes. Sometimes it may make us feel uncomfortable, or sometimes we may, rebel or be mad at people because we feel like they're putting us down. But I think people really know when people get mad about something, they know there's some type of truth to it. Don't get me wrong, because there's going to be people in this business that are going to put you down, and they really don't want to see you do well, or they want to see you do well but not better than them. And I think we all know these people, but I think the most important thing is to just always surround yourself with individuals that are going to push you up, bring you up, want to see you do well, be actual, be real, so that's important. Because I'd rather have someone tell me, hey, you know what, the way you do this sucks, then they're just laughing and saying, hey, yeah, great job, buddy. Hey, buddy, how you doing? So I just, again, I just wanted to come up. I haven't done videos in a while. Just been kind of in a rat race and trying to finish up my flips, and, got a few deals. It's really starting to pick up momentum, so I want to thank God for that. Thank God first, because without him, nothing would be possible. He's the giver of life, so I always want to say kudos to him. And I also want to say thank you to my wife, for always believing in me. And even when things get hard, she's still there. So that's good. And it's all about being there for each other. You have to build partnerships where people support you and, people are there. Special shout out to Alchemist Nation for always pushing me to level up, sending me the text like, hey, Zoom meeting at 5. And I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to do 5 o'clock? Like, I got 10 million things to do, and, and it's just pushed. And sometimes I'm in the car and I'll make the meeting. Sometimes I won't, but, they're still sending them to me because they see I'm committed, So you just want to surround yourself with people that basically want to see you do well, I don't know why I'm walking around this house, but just trying to clean it up and make sure it's, spiffy and, so that they're good for the buyers, and things that want a checklist to do, just minor things, from the home inspection. We make them happy. That's all. At the end of the day, you always want to hire good teams. That way, when things like that come home inspection, there's not much to do. It's only a couple of things. We did a lot of work on this project, and special shout out to my team for coming in and going above and beyond. You know who you are. We'll never forget, and we're always going to be in this together. It's about names on deeds. Doing these wealth principles and doing this mentorship program, it just makes me think, and you really start to see things. Things really start to come to light when you're actually living it and you're actually doing what you're saying you're doing, and you're trying to do, even when you fall behind and you have problems. But how are you going to solve it? Are you going to sit there and focus on the problem, or are you going to focus on the solution? Are you a problem solver? Are you a problem starter? You really have to dig deep within and tell yourself, okay, I want it and I'm going to have it. Profess these things. It's all about affirmations and getting up. And, I started early today. I started at 4:30, and I'm like, you know what? Sometimes you're like, it's not even early enough. So, don't get me wrong. Sleep is important, but when you have the goals in mind and your things are set forth, you just have to execute them. You execute them. You make sure you have a good support system. My wife was like, you need to sleep. You need to sleep. And I said, I am. I took a nap, but I can't sleep now, so I might as well use this time to be productive. Be productive, because time is money. Every hour of the day that goes by, we only have 24 hours in a day, so there's only so much you can do. So just wanted to basically share this video, and can like, share, this video, or if you need any help, anything with real estate, you know who to go to. You know who to go to. My goal is to help 100 families, 100 people. 100 people. Could be for anything for real estate. We do it all. So God bless everyone, and have a great day, and take care of yourselves.